Hello guys, welcome back to the new series starting, building up to FPL, building up to the Premier League starting again in a couple of weeks time. We're going to go through positions individually and talk about which position is going to be best and what players I want in each position. And we're going to have a play around with who we've currently got in position. So right now, obviously we're going to start with the goalkeepers. It's the place where any video like this should start. Talking about the goalkeepers with David Raya and Artem Miric that are currently ones that I have in net, but let's just move on to look at all goalkeepers and seeing who is the best. So obviously last season Pickford was the man in charge of it all with the most points last season, 153 points, 18 more points than Raya, the closest to him, and then 20 more points than Leno and Onana and Flecken, and so on and so on and so on. So basically this video we're going to talk about the goalkeepers and who we're going to rule out straight away and who are my no-goes. I'm going to add a few to the wish list. I'm going to build the wish list up like that. Like, can I look at my wish list? I have to look at my watch list separate from that is very annoying, but it is what it is, you know. So we're gonna add players to the watch list video. I'm gonna take them off in between the video and the next when we talk about defenders and stuff like that. So on to the goalkeepers. Pickford obviously starting off very nicely, as Brighton and Spurs and Bournemouth and Villa. It's a nice one for good rotation to go in there, and he's a nice little spree in there for him if Everton start off the season well, like they did last year. They did start off the season well, so he is someone that I would add to my wish list. How do I do it again? Player information. Usually, there we go, add to watch list, there we go. David Raya is obviously my team for a reason, so we'll go on to David Raya. If you look at his fixtures aren't as nice as it was at the start of the season. If you're looking at him, actually, he's actually got a nice end to the season, but that start of the season with Villa away and Spurs away and City away, that's a rough start to your away form of the season. The first 5 games, that's some massive games for Arsenal in there. But he's still on the watch list because he was still such a good goalkeeper for Arsenal last year. Leno, obviously playing against United in that first game, so I wouldn't really want to have him in my team for that first game anyway, because I am that biased, guys. And last year he did get a lot of points, but it's the way his points spread out that's more interesting to me. Because 10 clean sheets, yes, and then what was this? Goals conceded, 61. That's big. Expected goals conceded. He actually saved a few more than he should have, but the season before he did even better. He saved 11 more than he should have the season before. 3 yellow cards like the season before, so he's going to get a yellow card for at some point, and 134 saves. Once again, less than the season before. And with missing some big defenders, they've lost Tosin Adebayo now in that defence, so that defence won't be as strong. However, Onana, his defence is going to get a bit stronger. He had 9 clean sheets last year, conceded 58, but expected to concede almost 70 goals, so saved a lot for Manchester United. Received 5 yellow cards, which yeah, it might be a bit of a problem, but made 149 saves, got 10 bonus points for the season, but got a lot for the bonus points system. Someone that I will add to my watch list because I am that biased, guys. Mark Flecken, someone who I don't enjoy Mark Flecken. I don't think he is the right man for, like, you know, goals conceded, expected goals conceded. He conceded 9 more goals than you expected. His points come from his defence more than anything else, so no, I'm not touching Flecken. Thank you very much, Tom. Areola, someone who faces that heavy rotation, but it's a really crap start for him to the start of the season. So we won't be touching Areola because it's a poor start to the season. We want to go off with that. Emi Martinez has against a rocky start to the season, and there's other players that I'd like to go into with Villa, so I'm not going to pick Emi Martinez. He really did get a lot of points last season. I'm not going to get him. Edison, someone who we don't know if he's going to be in the league coming into the start of the season, and then Chelsea in the first game. It's never promising to have Chelsea in the first game for City. City conceded a lot of goals towards them. Conceded 27 goals, expected to concede 27 goals. Whoever replaces him, if Ortega replaces him, I'll probably get Ortega in because I think Ortega makes more saves than Edison does and is more vital to the whole bonus point system. But for now, Edison's not going to be a guy that I'm looking at. Vicario, someone who at the start of the season last year, everyone was wanting, everyone was all over him, and it kind of just fell off over the year because they realised that defenders for Spurs is probably better to get. It's conceded 63, only conceded 61. It's not too bad, but it's still a lot of goals to concede and doesn't make a lot of saves in the process because you get them bonus points when making them saves. You get an extra point for every 3 saves you make, so it's one of them. Neto, someone who kind of falls into that rotation bracket for the last 6 games of the season. Got rotated out a lot in this Bournemouth team, so I don't even know if he's going to be starting in the team. Norberto Neto is a risky one. Alisson, someone who will be starting for Liverpool However, that injury record of the past couple seasons hasn't been great. Ipswich away and Brentford, it's a nice run for him, so we will add him because he is Alisson at the end of the day and he is good. Jose Sarr, someone who a couple of years ago was one of the two goalkeepers, but I think that 5 million price tag is probably a bit too much for Jose Sarr now, so I'm not going to be touching it. Dubravka, someone who you don't know who's going to be starting for Newcastle, so we're not even going to touch a Newcastle goalkeeper because there's a few that could go for. Petrovic, I prefer Petrovic over Sanchez for Chelsea, but I don't know if Maresca does, so I'm not going to go with it. Fotheringham, who's now at West Ham, got 70 points last year. Another reason why I can't go with Areola, because I don't know if Fotheringham's going to be playing or if Fabianski's going to be playing. It's a rotation risk. Same with Bruggen, it's a rotation risk. Same with Johnston and Henderson. There's this rotation risk, and I just can't afford that rotation risk with these players, guys. I'd rather place my bets into other parts of the park. Turner at Forest, rotation risk. Ortega, rotation risk. None of these guys are great for not being a rotation risk. Right, so now it's on to the promoted teams and their goalkeepers, who we have: Slicker, Walton, Hermansson, Iverson. Obviously I've got Muric in my team, but I need to just add Muric to watch list whilst I'm at it, because he's in my team, so I kind of need to add him to the watch list, don't I? Hermansson will be the guy in goal for Leicester. Obviously we don't know how he's going to be doing, but it's not the strongest start, so you don't want to really invest in him too much. And then it's on to... oh, that's it. Who's in the pro team? Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton. Southampton's goalkeeper is Bazunu. Okay, Bazunu, who we've had in the Prem before, conceded a lot of goals. I'm not going to invest in it really because I know how Leicester are. So let's go on to the watch list, guys, and look at the goalkeepers we've got saved. We've got 4 goalkeepers saved. Instantly I'm looking at taking Alisson out because at 5.5 mil, Raya's the better goalkeeper to go with, I think. So we're going to remove from watch list, and then I get left with Onana, Raya and Pickford, and I did have Muric. I've just added Muric to my watch list. I don't know why it's not coming up. I don't know. Price? Yeah, God knows. I don't know why Muric isn't coming up, but he's not coming up. I don't know if it's because he might be a bit glitched right now, because he is 4.3 mil, which is a bit strange to have him in the team because all the players are like a base price and he's 4.3 mil. But Muric, I've put him in the team now. He's going to stay in the team, I think, because as the cheaper option for Raya there to balance out from Raya. I mean, I might even take Raya out for Onana. Because obviously, but right now, obviously, you can see I've also got Saliba and Dallo. The decision might change later on, but it could also go to Pickford. Pickford could also be that guy in the team for me. As I said, game week 2, it's going to be against Spurs. Game week 2, they play against Villa. Game week 2, they play against City. So I can't go with all of these guys. Game week 2, we play against Brighton. I'm going to have to figure out who I need to get in the rotation bit there. Unless I just stick with Raya and get Raya deal with that Villa game and be like, take the hit. But then, you know, that 4th game week, Muric is there. And Muric in that 4th game week, oh, you know what? It eases up for Muric after that, though. So I can rely on Muric a bit more after that in that Ipswich team, depending on how Ipswich do. Obviously, it's a big risk picking a promoted player in the team. But it's a big risk I'm willing to take. I think that's the way to balance the goalkeepers, because a lot of the goalkeepers are 4.5 mil that do start games. They go 4.5 mil and above. Most of them are 5 mil and above if it's worth getting. So Muric for 4.3 mil right now is a steal, folks. He is a real steal. So if you've not got him in your team, may as well get him in your team now before they change his price around and mess about with him. But I'm going to go with Muric in net alongside Raya. I've literally, we talked about the video, I've gone through players that I could get. The shortlist is Raya, Pickford, Muric, Onana and Alisson. Obviously, if you want to back Alisson over Raya, that's on you. But if I'm going to go for an expensive goalkeeper right now, I want to back Raya. I think Raya's the guy for me. With the way Arsenal defence is set up, it's a safer option because we don't know how Arne Slot's going to be setting up that Liverpool team. He might do great, but he plays more attacking style of football rather than a defensive style of football. So he might be more open at the back. We don't know. So if you want to take the risk of Alisson, take the risk of Alisson. But if you want to take a middle ground, go Pickford or Onana, because that's the good middle ground. But I'm going to go with Muric and take that hit in the second week of the goalkeeper, because I don't think the second week fixtures are looking too great anyway for anyone. Like if going to the second game week here, where can I see a clean sheet happening? Maybe for Palace here, maybe for City here, and maybe for Liverpool here. I see 3 clean sheets. Obviously, I've just said Alisson there, but that's it. That's how we're lining up for them first goalkeeper ones, and we'll move on to the next video, which will be the defenders, which will come out tomorrow. So if you like the video, please leave a like. You want to see more, subscribe, because there's more coming on the channel every single day, guys. thank you for watching, and hopefully I do see you next time. Cheers.